Good morning. The question is, what's going to happen at midnight today, May 31st, 2025? Will we have the funding we need at the CTA, PACE, and Metro to keep running? No funding without reform, they say. What does that mean? Did you think to ask the politicians who say this? No funding without reform. I'm a union rep elected by CTA workers to represent their interests, to take their side and advocate for them. I was at a particular CTA work location the other day. In this particular work location is very unpopular. It's pretty much a rookie shop, a rookie location where all the low seniority people end up. Very few who work there want to be there. Constantly writing people up, asking them to perform unsafe tasks. Retaliation is standard operating procedure. Speed up and rushing the workers, standard operating procedure. Intimidation, standard operating procedure. It's so bold that the management there says, if you complain to the union and I find out who you are, you're going to be suspended. I mean, this is the kind of crap. And then when I investigate it as the union rep, I get written up. This particular work location, cops get called when I'm there. It's crazy. I said to the Miss Manager, I said, it's the most unpopular location. It's the last place to fill up during a pick. Low seniority. You got some of the hardest working, dedicated people here. And you write them up with simple mistakes or things that shouldn't even be written up about. And you can say, well, I could have wrote everybody up. That's the problem with you all. You're making people hate working at the CTA. What makes you think that this is going to be any good is going to come out of abusing and writing up people, making them afraid to complain about working conditions, making them afraid to call the union representative? What good is going to come out of this? Nothing. I said to this Miss Manager, I said, you're destroying the CTA because the workers are miserable and scared. And do you know what this Miss Manager said? The Miss Manager said, well, it's going to be like that system-wide, with a smile. And the general manager of this location is notorious for this strong arming, this brutality, this strife. All of my write-ups, I do a really good job, but all my write-ups are from this general manager. And I don't even work at that location in that section. The CTA mismanagement does not care about the collective bargaining agreement, the Illinois Labor Relations Act, human rights. Nothing. They just do what they want to do. And they have union presidents that don't fight them at all. They have union presidents that coddle them and turn the other way when they do these things. You, funding, no funding without reform. So the politicians are now saying you're not going to have funding without reform. What is the reform? Is the reform going to be the removal? Is it going to be punishment of the mismanagement? Look at the news. They say these workers in the money department, the money counters, they were getting paid while they're not there. $1 million, they say. And now all the politicians, oh, what are we going to do? All right, let's look at Plan C now. We had Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. The CTA spokesperson in that article said, this is the result of mismanagement. And thank you, Brother Chris, for pointing that out. Fellow steward Chris Campisi. You know, they admitted it. Oh, so-and-so does $100,000 because they did overtime. This person lives. These people that do $100,000 at the CTA, they live here. They live at the CTA. They're giving up everything to do one thing, to be able to have a pension where they can live comfortably when they retire. Because we have pension, but you can't live comfortably with it unless you work double shifts every week to build up what's called your average. So we're killing ourselves just to live comfortably when we retire, and maybe we'll get a few years before we die. The CTA mismanaged. Allocated in the budget $1 million for screen printing, silk screening printing for products in a catalog. $2 million paid out for homeless outreach. Everyone says, yeah, the CTA is getting paid to house the homeless. No, the CTA mismanagement is paying to be a mobile shelter on our trains. 8 cars all day, all night. They're running 8 cars all day, all night. I'm in maintenance. I repair these trains. I inspect these trains. They're destroying these trains. We're running trains on the tracks back and forth all day, all night, 24/7 to be shelters for people who need homes, health care, and jobs. The CTA is paying for this. $2 million in a year. So now you got $3 million for screen printing, silk screen printing, and catalog to sell shirts and cute stuff, trinkets, and then $2 million to be a shelter, and to whatever, and then whatever not-for-profit's going to get the money and to refer people, give them food, and then they're going to leave all the trash and the food on the trains for one person to clean up or 2 persons to clean. And then they're going to write that person up because they missed a banana peel or something. You know, you see how stupid this is. You got 1-person train operation with 8-car trains doing the job of 3, 4 people. This is mismanagement. Reform. No funding without reform. Dear politicians, while you're there in Springfield or whatever the hell you are, you're going to punish us and the riders because these freaking mismanagers are destroying the Chicago Transit Authority. I got people in my department that I represent with super clean records, man. And they're writing them up because they were put on a job that they don't normally do because the CTA doesn't hire enough people. And so I could be assigned a task to repair something or inspect something I haven't done for over a year. Or I'm just a rookie and I haven't done it since training. Or I've done it only on certain types of trains, and the train that they assigned me to is different. You see, you talk about no funding without reform. What do you mean? If I was union president, and hopefully I will be one day, because y'all got our union presidents in your pockets. And I'm one union rep you don't have in your pockets. But if I was, I would organize the members to make it clear to you that without us, the CTA workers, maintenance, operations, general office, instruction, without us, you would not have any public transportation in this city. Y'all got to understand reform better mean removal and punishment of the mismanagers who are destroying the Chicago Transit Authority. They are destroying the Chicago Transit Authority. Don't come to us about universal fare and mobility and corporate mumbo jumbo. You need to go after these people that are terrorizing my coworkers and me. They are writing us up every damn day on half of this stuff we have no responsibility for and cannot handle. You want reform? What does that mean? Fund public transportation. Defund the management. Fund the jobs and the facilities that we need to serve the people of this great city. But do not give a damn dime more to these managers. Here I work at a shop repairing trains. And we got to get work under the train. So we have these things called hydraulic lifts that lift the train. These things are breaking down every damn day. Multiple times a day we have faults. Where I work at 98 shop. Every damn day. Train goes up, fault. They say, press the reset button, it'll lube it. Okay. Go up another 3 feet. Fault. Press the reset button. Go up again. Fault. And then the manager say, this place is filthy. Okay? The facility is filthy. So you guys got to clean it. The mechanics. The servicers. But you don't get janitors. So we have no janitors. So we're cleaning it. And then they got us throwing water and all kinds of degreasers and chemicals all over the floor so to make it look a little sparkly. But it's destroying the equipment. And then the people who come and repair the lifts say, yeah, maybe you guys should stop, cleaning the floors, with power washing and the chemicals. And we tell the managers, and they tell the manager, yeah, go ahead, just throw it out, and we're destroying the lifts. One day, one of my brothers is working under a train, and all of a sudden, it starts moving down on him. After luckily he wasn't there at the moment. He had just stepped out to go enter some notes. But it would have fell on him. Luckily, he's our steward, so he complains in writing. And so it was taken out of service, and it's still out of service. And then they fix it and put it back in service, and lo and behold, something else happens. The whole train, one side of each car starts going down. A huge mess. Well, they shut that down. Shut that track down. I mean, don't you understand? dear politicians, that it's not me and my coworkers that are the problem? Don't you understand that it's the mismanagers? It's the people that punish us. They punish us when we complain. They punish us if we don't work fast enough. I got another notice about a write-up about that. Here's a man trying to do a good job cleaning the trains. And they write him up. You're not cleaning enough trains. You know funding without reform. You politicians are something else. I want each one of you that watch this video, I want you to share this with your senators. Share this with J.B. Pritzker and Brandon Johnson and Donald Trump and Elon Musk and all these people that you admire or that you think admire us or you think are our servants. Send it to them. And they want to threaten us at the CTA. No funding without reform. Yet the mismanagement continues. And they even admit, the CTA, that they are mismanaging. I just told you that there's a manager who told me that's the way things are going to be. I told you, make people hate working here, man. What are you doing? You got good, hard-working people with clean records. You're just mercilessly beating them with these write-ups. Well, that's the way it's going to be. And that's what they're doing. They're promoting these managers. They're promoting people who punish us for caring and trying to be safe. They retaliate against us. They do little trifling stuff to terrorize us. You know that. You say, okay, no chairs for you mechanics. After you're done, you're going to have to find something to do. No sitting. Work, work, work. Whoopsh, whoopsh. They got these train operators back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then if there's a delay, is there a problem with your train operator? Yeah, a procedural violation. Write them up for this, write them up for that. Just the other day, you had a bunch of call-offs on the red line out of Howard. He had no yellow lines, very little, sparse yellow line service, blue line service. Why? The workers they're not coming to work. They're being lazy. They're not coming. No, they burned out, man. The CTA workers don't even have paid sick leave. That's right. We don't have paid sick leave. We're punished when we call off sick. You say no funding without reform, dear politicians. What are you doing about the mismanagement? You going to reform that? Huh? Or yeah, they need to work faster, hire more. Yeah, they're hiring more. More part-time jobs. More part-time, 40-hour jobs. How can you be a part-time worker and work 40 hours? Not have any night premium. Not have any vacation time. How? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You brothers and sisters on this video, share this video everywhere. Because this is the day. This is the day where the politicians have to fund the CTA or we're going to have layoffs. And by the way, I'll be on that list of layoffs because it's 2018 and on. So they made sure everyone in 2018 and on will be eligible for layoffs. And of course our union presidents will be, yeah, well, it is the contract. We just have to go along with it. We can't fight it. We can't speak up. We can't embarrass our good relationships with management. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, right, of course. We know that you're a sellout. And we know you represent, we know President Penny and President Keith Hill. We know you love the managers. You're always smiling with them, posing in pictures with them, and giving us dirty looks. No funding without reform. Yeah. You start with the management. Start at the top and go down. And I guarantee you, some of them managers on the midnight, some of them that are always perennial management midnight people, they're the ones that you want to go after first, I know. Because they work with a lot of the workers. We got a couple of them. You never promote. They never get promoted. You know the managers at the CTA. The decent, the people who actually have some respect for the workers. Do you know they're not promoted? Do you know that J.B. Pritzker and Cam Buckner and Billy Valum and all of y'all? Do y'all know that? Do you know that the managers, these people manage the city. There's just a few of them. I think it's like 3 or something like that. You know, they don't get promoted. They just get moved around and on different midnight shifts. But the managers who abuse us, they get promoted. The sexual harassers, those who threaten us, and all kind of stuff, write us up constantly. Lots of the more write-ups they do, the more they get promoted, the more protection they get. No funding without reform. Start with the management. Start with them. Start with them. Because otherwise, you're just a hypocrite, Democrat. You just, you say, oh, we're not the Republicans. We're not like Trump and Elon. No, you're just like them. You're the same thing. But maybe not. So, you now go back to your chambers and you caucus. You say, this union rep here, y'all got to look at his video. Because he's telling us that the management is the problem. Yeah. The management's the problem. They don't even follow the contract. They don't follow it. And I've actually contacted some of you, and some of you have spoken with me. Yet you keep saying the same crap. I think you know the truth, but for some reason, you don't want to act on it. You would rather just say, no funding without reform, mobility for all. You like to say these things that sound good, but they result in nothing. So, you go ahead, keep saying what you say, but you need to fund public transportation in Chicago area. And you need to hold the mismanagers accountable for the damage that they have caused pre-pandemic and post-pandemic. And if you're not going to do that, I really hope that you get replaced in the next election. I really do. Because you'll never get an endorsement from me anyways. But the people I represent who work at the CTA, they'll be doing endorsements of their own. And it won't be you. No funding without reform. Start with the management. Peace.